broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Here's everybody. Hello, welcome. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm still
What is this?
tweeting.
Are you tweeting? Well, don't tweet us interrupt us.
This is being marched into the box
Uh-oh.
with a giant flak jacket, blonde hair,
Yeah.
Kind of love this song.
flanked by multiple big FBI guys.
Yes.
Her hair looked good while she was going in that
It
box.
did. That's what she said? I don't know. Welcome to the Blacklist AFTERBUZZ After Show, Season 3.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
back half of Season 3.
Here we are.
We're back. We're listening to The Kills, The Kills, Sour Cherry.
Sour Cherry.
I'm Joe Braswell. I'm joined, as always, by the lovely Julia Cearley.
Although I missed you guys in the last episode.
Oh, we did, huh?
I was in New York.
I know
Called
you were in
you
New York.
already. That didn't take long.
But we did see each other on New Year's.
We did.
So,
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to everyone.
You too, Flippo.
Thank you so
Flippo, it's
much.
good to see you, man.
Yeah, nice to be here with you guys.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see you. Like, you're here. Like, the yellow blouse is not happening.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I
right
know
now.
you don't.
I
I'm
know.
just telling you, it's not happening.
Well, whatever, dude.
It's like your third in a row, isn't it?
This is exciting stuff.
Yeah. So the Blacklist is back, and the much kind of maligned Blacklist by this panel, some members in this panel. And I will say that we were, Julia and I, and sometimes Joe, were talking about this season, how we liked what the writers have done, and they sort of seemed to cut a lot of the fat and reinvigorated the series and made it about one thing and focusing on sort of this battle with the Cabal and Liz and the whole Liz and Red on the run thing. And now the back half, we seem to be going into another phase. And I have to say, I freaking loved what they did in this episode. I mean, this is a far cry from what we saw 2 years ago and even a year ago with the Super Bowl episodes, when you come back and it's like Joe Carnahan directed, and it's a lot of big action and explosions, and Ron Perlman's in one, and another one, Angelo Garrick is doing stuff. But this was a little, definitely had some action, but just some really good intrigue, really good story, and I enjoyed the crap out of this episode. What did you think, Jules?
I was so on board with this episode.
Yeah.
Like we've been saying for the first half of this season, it's been so focused, and the characters have been so fleshed out and really and just fully formed. And I think they're just taking that to a whole new level in this back half of this season. The focus is still right on point. I'm totally into this storyline. I think that they are not dwelling too much on one thing at a time, and I think there's good movement in the story as well.
Yeah.
I'm so into it. I love it so much.
And I love what they've done with the characters. We're really sort of locking these characters in, and they're starting to make sense now.
Well, you remember in season 1, especially, all these characters were so flighty and flimsy, and
Yeah.
now I'm truly invested.
Yeah.
There's backstory, there's motivation, and
Yeah.
the actors are killing it, and
Yeah.
I'm digging it 100%.
Flippy flip.
I completely agree. We're all in agreement. This is very sad. There's no
Whoa.
fight to be had.
No.
But you know what I think is neat? Is, like you said, they flushed everything out. And I think, there was some stuff that was wishy-washy, because I don't think for a while there they were exactly sure what they wanted to do with Tom. And
Yeah.
I think for a hot minute that they wanted to get rid of Tom, or that was part of the original plan. Was
Not on
maybe
Julia's
we'll keep
watch.
him. But no, and then, but now I love where
foot
they've
down.
gone. And I think Lizzie did some of the. I like her. The way they structured that was great. I enjoyed that. That was terrific. She's not. I think when they try to make her a badass is when she seems the least believable to me. And so this was great. I enjoyed everything they did here. I thought it was terrific.
I mean, this is still a lot of hoopla for a girl that we have no idea why there's so much hoopla for.
Yeah.
I can't lose sight of that. I was
I
like,
know.
why are we all risking our lives for this girl?
A lot of people risking a lot of lives and careers, and freaking
Right,
Aram
careers,
is pulling a
governments, like,
gun
what is going
on the
on?
director of
and
clandestine
they don't
services
know
of the CIA.
why.
And he had like some Clute action going. He had like the snot drill,
Yeah.
like Jane Fonda and Clute. he had it going like snot, legit snot. I was like, oh, you go.
Aram was doing a damn thing, man. He's acting.
Oh.
There's just some acting happening.
He was doing some fine acting.
Top Gun
Top Gun acting was cracking.
acting.
So let's get into the episode. So when we last saw our heroes, last half of the season, which feels like a season ago, but it's just the same season because it's long. But we spent the first half of the season with Red, and Lizzie. I said it.
What show did you watch?
I don't know. It's the Blacklist. I don't know. But Red and Lizzie on the run, and a lot of cool. They were on the run doing stuff, and they finally tracked down Lizzie. She made a run for it through the woods convincingly, like broke out, and Ressler tracked her down and cuffed her, and that seemed to be that. Dembe was also in custody. Red was in the wind, and all seemed to be lost. And we resume this episode with Ressler. Oh, I'm sorry, and of course, at the time the assistant DA at the time, because it's all we knew her as, was shot and killed by
Reverend Wright.
Reverend Wright. Yeah.
Reverend Wright. But we know now she's Reverend Wright, but Reverend Wright wasn't known as Reverend Wright until.
I feel like she wasn't either. I feel like she.
No, I mean, someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure she was just titled as the assistant. I mean, in IMDb, she was just titled as assistant director DA. I don't remember. Maybe in episode 8. Maybe in episode 8. If you can find me any, I defy anyone to find me any episode where
I think you might be
Defy is
wrong.
strong.
Okay.
Because I rewatched the last episode because it's been so long before I watched this episode
I know it was a
tonight,
Reverend Wright.
and I feel like I remember Aram referencing Wright being upstairs.
Sure, maybe, but I'll give you 8. But before 8,
Okay.
for
Okay.
sure, no.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's been a while.
Anyway, Reverend Wright, the lovely Reverend Wright, not Reverend Wright, not Obama's pal, Reverend Wright,
It's
But Reverend-
unnecessarily complicated.
but Reverend Wright.
How many Revens do you know?
I know none.
I know none either. I know lots
Now
of
I
people.
know
Can you say Reverend
she's
Wright
dead.
5 times fast? Go.
Reverend Wright. Nope, can't be done.
All right, well, you do it for
Be
you,
done.
Proven it.
you do it for a living.
Be done.
You do it for a living.
Well, if I can't do it, it simply can't be done.
Yeah. I got nothing. But she was killed. Was killed, in cold blood by the, I thought, trustworthy
Cold-blooded.
Laurel Hitchen.
Did
who-
you really think she was trustworthy?
I kind of bought it.
did. I was
Remember
too.
no, well, you weren't here, but Joe and I talked about how she did the whole rap with like, "I'll have your balls in a sling" or whatever she said, some complicated thing when she was gonna do to someone's balls. Like,
Yeah, so whatever it was, it didn't look like a fun thing to have done to your balls. at
no,
all.
it's something. And then she'd say balls, but she said, "I'll have your
Right.
something and a something." I'm like, oh yeah, she's dope. But when she killed her at the end, I was pretty shocked. And then I realized that, of course, she's a great bad guy, which she is, by the way.
Because she's badass.
She's badass and she's a bad guy. So she's a really...
Such an amazing actor.
I will say that, when Strathern showed up as sort of like the smug, sort of, his smug villain, I thought, okay, now we're stepping the game. But now, with Laurel Hitchen, we're really stepping up the game. She's like kind of a badder, sneakier, slimier badass than old David Strathairn. Right?
There's something about David Strathairn. He's got like the way he's playing it.
Smug.
So great.
No, it's just a smugness.
Just you
know
love
how
to
that
hate
is.
him.
You know what that is, John.
No, me? What now?
you know
No.
how that goes.
I have no idea how that could infuriate people. Make people want to do violence to your person.
No, but I agree. Like he's really doing a great job with that character. But she dropped the old Rollo Tomasi trick from Rollo Tomasi from, I mentioned this last time, from
Usual Suspects.
No, LA Confidential.
LA Confidential, yeah, my bad. Yes, thank you. You're Rollo
for those
Tomasi,
who
the guy who
know-
never gets caught. Yes.
The Kevin Spacey, spoiler alert, when Kevin Spacey gets shot, he says Rollo Tomasi. Of course, it was a MacGuffin, and not MacGuffin, but a fake name that only one person knew. The same thing happened here. She mentioned Tommy Markham, which of course was a story of a gangster that only Ressler told to Reverend Wright. So of course,
Reverend Wright.
Of course, Laurel Hitchen did the exact same verbatim thing from LA Confidential. I want you to run down a lead on a known associate, Tommy Markham. I was like, oh, I never heard of him. Which I thought was cool. Anyway, last we saw that'll happen. We opened this side with Boy Scout
Ressler.
Thank you. Boy Scout Ressler walking Lizzie into custody, and right away we get right into the evil talk between the two Cabal members as to what are we going to do about Lizzie. I killed Revan. Like, this happened. We have to do something. We can't circumvent other protocols that have been put in place. Like this other chick, whatever her name is, Cynthia Panabaker is going to come and
I love that actress.
And take her away to a special thing. We have to figure it out. We only have 3 hours. And Strathern says, "I've toppled governments in less time," which is the coolest line ever,
and probably true.
Nice setup for all this stuff, right? I mean,
there's a great sense of urgency.
What are we thinking about? I mean, we can go through sort of the bullet points of the episode, but like, so what are we thinking about? Sort of like, what this new version of the Cabal has a face. It has 2 faces now. And the first thing, what do we think about the 2 faces of the Cabal, which being Strathern, the director, and Laurel Hitchen? Does the director have a name yet? See, the director and Laurel Hitchen, and of course Solomon on the side yes. too. And then, do we think that there is a director of the director? Because these are at the top.
Well, if he's only number 24, based on this completely nonsensical thing we've decided doesn't exist, actually, that we're tracking everything by.
Yes.
There's got to be.
You mean this thing called the Blacklist?
Yeah. That seems to be completely like we just tack a number on there. But that would lead me to believe there's 23 people more important than him
in the Cabal.
I don't know if it's all in the Cabal, but let's give it half. Let's cut it in half. Let's say there's 12 people more important than him on the list. Assuming that Red has other things on this blacklist, if he's number 24.
How do we feel about this world set up with these 2 at the top?
Do you want to say a third? I'll go 6 more people.
Okay, I know. I'm with
That's
you.
A quarter.
We kind of touched on it before, but what are you feeling about the 2 big bads of season? The director and Laurel Hitchen, like, it was revealed as the big bads moving forward. What do you think about this world we find ourselves in?
I find her to be quite statuesque and menacing all at the same time. I love the addition of Christine Lottie to this cast. David Strathern, of course, he can do no wrong in my eyes, and the sort of juxtaposition of her being so in control and him feigning control, it seems, trying to sort of catch up because this is all kind of his fault. And she even calls him out on that in the beginning of this episode. This is all your fault when you pretended you had a hold on Red and you really didn't.
Yep.
Things got out of control and it's your fault. And you could see him sort of crumbling, but still being so smug about it. I am interested to see what the next level up is. Yeah. Who the next higher up is and how far that goes. Because they're
Al Pacino as the director. Let me get over here,
They
Reddington.
almost feel like kind of lowly, like government officials in this hierarchy of whatever the Cabal is, because it spans it's worldwide, right? It's all the countries together, all the big bads from all the countries.
Sure. So Liz had this sort of this sort of reservation that like, this is it for me. I'll be dead before this is over. And don't worry, Ressler, I won't blame you. Like, she seemed like she was done, right? Like, did you think she thought she was going to be saved? Do you think she thought it was over, Liz?
I think she had faith in Red somehow, even though I think, I don't know. And that car ride over, she said to Ressler, I won't survive.
Yeah.
I won't make it to trial.
She also said, I won't blame you.
But then she, I won't die for your ideals, but I don't blame you.
Yeah, this is what I can understand if she's trying to manipulate him, or if she's like resolving that this is over, or she's like, she didn't plead to him like, dude, you need to get me out of here. There was just kind of like, hey man, I guess this is it. I don't know. That part I didn't quite understand that part of it, but anyway, I don't know. So anyway, so we have that. We have I'm so happy that we finally dispensed of Ressler like finally not believing and being. I don't think I could have taken literally one more episode
I couldn't have
get out of here, Red. I don't trust you.
That's what I was going to say.
Shut up, Tom Keene. Lizzie, I don't believe you. Like, the system works. I'm like, enough already. You're fired, Navabi. Like, all of that. It's like, come on.
This show will push. These writers will push any idea that they have to the absolute. It's kind of like Disney. When you go to Disneyland, you're like, if you do we play this game at Disneyland where you take a look at an object, whatever it is, and tell yourself before you look at the price, what's the absolute most I will pay for it, and that will almost always be the price.
Yes.
And so it's the same thing with the show. They're like,
it's $17 and it's popcorn.
Yes, and it's popcorn, but it's got a souvenir cup. Yeah. But it's the same thing with the show. Like, how many episodes can we wring out of this same crap? Are you my dad? I'm not your dad. Maybe I'm your dad. Are you my dad? I'm not your dad. Maybe I'm your dad. And the same thing with Ressler. Like, I am just stupid. I am dumb. I'm like dumb with naivete. And they'll bring it out until they can't anymore. And they 100% did it with this one.
He was the last piece of the puzzle. He's the last piece of the task force that was still like remaining true and trying to believe that the system actually worked. Because Navabi is on her side, Aram's on her side, Cooper's on her side, Red's on her side. What her side is, nobody knows, but they're all on her side. and it's the last piece of the puzzle, but I think it helps in building. I mean, you can argue that it helps really building sort of the character. We're trying to figure out who this guy is, and it also builds conflict. This guy is truly conflicted. I mean, now that we know about Tommy Markham and the dad, and this guy's truly conflicted. So I think that it's sort of the fact that it took him this long to turn makes this conviction that much stronger.
But you got to thread that
take
line.
down the Cabal. I think
you got to thread that line as a writing staff, and they know it. Where you kind of go, okay, well, at what point do we make this character something people are not going to be enjoying or be able to back at all? Like at some point or another, you cross over this place where you're like, I hate him, I want him to die.
Well, he's also in this season been thrust into a new position of power, so he has to deal with that. Yeah. Now he's a commander, so he needs to do his best to stay on the straight and narrow.
It's not just a pure personal conflict. He's also representing a what you call authority in that.
He also has a battle of conscience because he's the one who let her go.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, it's funny to me.
I forget about that.
Teetering on the edge. Yes, it was getting to be too much, but I understood it at the same time.
Yeah.
And he's also like, I mean, he's cracked a little bit because in this season he really does believe the director is up to no good and the director is compromised. So he doesn't trust the director. And that's through Red's whatever he says about how he hates Red or whatever else. He does believe that at least, but yeah, he still doesn't believe that Lizzie is innocent. But he believes the director's compromised. But now he's finally through the looking glass.
I think he believed he was trying so hard to believe in a system that worked, a system that would, if he brought Lizzie in and she was able to tell the truth, because he thought she was innocent to an extent.
Right.
Yes, she shot the attorney general, right?
Deputy or the assistant attorney general.
Whoever. She shot that guy.
Oh, no. She shot the attorney general.
Yes.
It was the attorney general.
Yeah. So she needed to be brought to justice for that. But I just think he thought if he took her into custody, they were able to tell their story, and then someone else would swoop in, decide the director was the guy behind it all, and the system would work.
Right.
And I think he was trying to be true blue to that.
And this is also a story about to the erosion of belief in the system, because he went to after he knows the director is dirty and he saw a director coming in with some goofy transfer order of national security and with all smugness. Actually, you can check this order; it's bulletproof. And then he went to his girl Laurel Hitchen, who he thought he could trust, and then when he realized that she's in on it, that's the ultimate erosion. Well, crap, if she's in on it,
right?
She's brought in to watch him, so they're all in on it. Oh my God, I gotta go to Red. I think that was kind of an interesting sort of turn.
I like what they did with the character. I think it's interesting. Like I said, I think they rang the last bit out of it. But I love the idea of that Tommy Lee Jones, Harrison Ford kind of dynamic.
Right.
What was it? Was it presumed innocent?
The Fugitive.
The Fugitive, where he's standing there in that tunnel.
I don't care.
That's it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Kill my wife.
I don't care.
That's it. Yeah. My job is to take you in. I'm gonna take you in.
Yeah. So we got through that, and then also, here's the thing: the two questions, the burning questions I have, and having a little fun with this, is back to what you said initially. I know we said this on the air, off the air. That Lizzie Keene, man, she's got everyone all. These people are all doing a lot for this damn Lizzie Keene. I mean, I know Red has has his interest in her for whatever reason, daughter. Not or whatever it is, or Red's in. Aram is just he just loves Lizzie, so he's willing to risk his life and career and everything else. Navabi, just the benefit of the doubt, he's out there. Ressler, maybe he's in love with her. Tom Keen's clearly in love with her. But all these people are putting their lives and Cooper's like, his career's over because of it. So they're all like, that's a lot. And Lizzie's like, hey man, I'm blonde.
Even Lizzie doesn't know why they're all doing it for her.
That's a lot going on for Lizzie, right? And then she's in the box like, well, I hope everyone moves heaven and earth to get me out of here.
She's going to be sitting here.
What's in the
breathing
box?
Some nitrogen.
And on the flip side, the freaking Cabal, who's can topple governments in 3 hours, want her dead. They want her erased. Even Karaku's fighting for it at this point. Did the girl make it? What has Lizzie got going on back there? Can you tell me, Joe? I want to know.
Think about Harlem Nights.
I know.
Remember Harlem Nights? We were talking about Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Sunshine is so good.
Hey man, like my girl's got Tom and Ressler spun the F out. Aram is like Aram's shedding tears every 5 seconds. The thought of poor Lizzie, who's on the run, who did kill the Attorney General. Anyway, I digress. So that's
better be good. Is all I'm saying. It better be good.
I love that you knew. As soon as I said Harlem Nights, you said Sunshine. I love.
Like I knew you were going. That's 17 years of friendship, unfortunately.
That's beautiful.
All right, so there's that, and then the other piece is, I love the idea. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I love the way this is shaping up. I predicted this maybe at episode 1 or 2, or maybe in at the end of season 2. Is like this aligning of this sort of Justice League Avengers of this super team that's now going to be on this side to take down led by Red Reddington and presumably a exonerated Lizzie Keene that includes both Tom Keene and Ressler and Cooper and Navabi and Aram, the sort of the new task force, probably led by Pennebaker, I imagine. Like she's the only like good person who can give them the authority. Like there's only one last person. Like I give you full authority to take down the Cabal. It won't be easy, but I love the idea of this thing setting up that way, and we get to see this thing set up. Oh, I'm sorry. The other thing I want to bring up is the phone calls. Like, so at this point, like Red has got the whole team on speed dial. I love how just Red is like, Ressler to me, Red. And then, Ressler's like, what are you doing calling me here? You can't. you listen to me, Red. You call here again. What is someone going to tap Ressler's phone at this point? Going to tap Navabi's phone? Like, Red calls these people all the time. I mean,
he has a burner phone.
I'm sure he has a burner phone and everything else. But like, is there some sort of triangulation and recording? Or if you're suspecting of something, I just feel like that.
They've got
if I'm the director,
42 minutes.
If I'm the director of clandestine operations for the CIA and I'm trying to kill Red, I just feel like there's so many calls. Like, Aram gets like 3 calls a day from Red. Red? Is this you?
Yeah, but Aram doesn't tell me. He keeps it shady. He's like, oh, I'm important.
Yeah, Is this Ressler? Anyway, so Red calls. He calls Aram and tells Aram, "Do everything you can." He calls Ressler, says, "Do everything you can." And I bought all that. I bought that. Red is like, look, these are people who are out to arrest him for 2 seasons, people who have been trying to catch him for 2 seasons, and for whatever reason, he knows that they love Lizzie enough and he's earned their trust enough that he can call them and say, you're their last hope. I know you don't believe me, don't trust me, but like they're gonna come get her and you guys got to do something about it, and it worked. And I think that there's something about that. I really like that. I don't know. The whole phone call thing is driving me nuts, but I like the fact that they responded, and Aram is changing passwords and all that stuff, and that was kind of cool. What did you guys make of this bit about her suffocating, like in there? Like that was, I didn't quite. What happened in there?
Somehow they were pumping nitrogen through the vents, but I thought it was a standalone box. Right?
You're an expert. You're an expert on the box.
Oh, we've talked about the box extensively.
What happened there?
I'm really not sure. I guess the box has to be connected to some sort of a ventilation system. Otherwise, you would have a few hours worth of air and you would die. And they kept people in there for a long time. But yeah, I guess what they said, right? That the nitrogen pumped in and it was heavy. It's heavier than the air, so it came down and then the air goes up. Isn't that the deal?
Yeah. I mean, I loved it as a cool, like an extra added, like, oh my God, Lizzie's choking. I like Aram, what that brought out his panic, Aram, his panic, and I also love that his password was
Navabi.
Even though he got her fired,
heartbroken Aram.
He got her fired. He got her out of there. He told Ressler, but he's still holding a torch.
Always will.
Navabi. That's the password. I'm like, oh.
His hand on the...
And his hand on the glass.
Navabi.
Navabi.
API.
Navabi.
I am now and always have been your friend.
What's my man's name? We had him in here. Stop it, Spock.
Yes. Come on.
See that Christmas
Long and prosper.
No, I missed it.
Julia, what's my man's name? The actor.
Who?
Aram.
Amir Arison.
Like Amir Arison, who was on the show, who's a lovely
friend
man.
of the show, lovely guy.
Yes.
Acting his ass off.
Yeah, man.
Like
you killed it.
He's going for his Emmy. This is his Emmy episode.
Yeah.
The man has no ass. His ass is gone.
It's all acted off in episode 9. The director, he's really doing it with the hand on the glass, and he's running around and he's crying and he's like
good.
I loved it all. So that was cool. So then I want to flip to the other side of what's going on. The cabin. Speaking of acting, there's a lot of intrigue in the cabin going on.
And Cooper got heated.
Cooper, and we complained for 2 seasons. Cooper doesn't have enough to do. Now he's got plenty to do.
He's got some domestic issues.
He's got domestic issues with old Charlene, who he thought was going to die.
Oh yeah, but now instead she just cries.
I still think she's
in
going to
every
die.
scene.
No, I think Charlene's still going to die. But anyway,
well, now we don't care about her anymore because she's hoed out.
No,
bit, so
I'm glad they didn't kill her.
I'm serious. That's TV logic. Once a girl cheats on her husband, you can kill her. That's just the rule.
Okay, but Charlene was very sympathetic. She's like, "You were gone," like, you know. And
I hated my book club.
Yeah.
I don't. Wait, Melville. Who the hell reads Melville?
That exchange was so funny because it did it's that old Chris Rock joke when he's talking about him cheating on his girlfriend and how you never get over it, and the girlfriend's like, I'm gonna turn left. Did you turn left with that bitch? Like that. He's like, no, we're over this. But that was Cooper in the car.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go to the cabin. Oh, the cabin where you have your lover? Yes. I'm gonna go to the kitchen. The kitchen where you made your lover's meals?
Oh yeah.
Get a hold of yourself, Cooper.
No, not for anything. I'd have been doing the exact same thing.
Like, we're in a crisis here, Cooper.
I'd have been throwing some stuff every now and then, too.
I've got an assassin here.
I did like the kitchen. I'm sure she knows her way around the kitchen.
Yeah. Those are kind of...
I'm going to tell you, if I was in Homeboy's cabin, I'd been throwing stuff just for fun.
Yeah.
Like, this one right here.
Yeah.
So, no doubt about it. I think he was well contained.
So he went to take her to her sisters.
It's remote.
Yes. On purpose. That's the idea. He would take her to her sisters, but I like the added. We didn't have to have any of that stuff, but I kind of like that stuff, right? It gives it some depth, like that. Them in the car ride, sort of talking, her saying like,
"I agree with you." It adds some layers of nuance, some reality.
You were gone, Cooper, and he's like, "Rawr,
rawr." I hope you Nairobi.
Oh God, every time.
Anyway, but
every time.
But back in the cabin, you've got the even sexier, even cooler Tom Keene.
Oh.
I mean, like, what a transformation this guy's gone through. We've harped on it 1,000 times.
I thought he was sexy in this episode. I was. I mean,
just to the end result that where Tom Keene has landed, like as of episode 8 and 9, is exactly where it needs to be. I don't know.
All is forgiven.
He's completely different in my mind, from the weird, Nazi Tom Keene. He's different from the other Tom Keenes, from the super spy Tom Keene, from the Warby Parker wearing sweater vest wearing Tom Keene.
Well, now he's Tom Keene, who is acting out of love instead of out of orders.
Right. It's very true.
And looking damn fine while doing it.
And it was cool too. Like, when he took the 2 shots, like, let's just get this going. Let's get this over with. What did he say before he took out?
That was just cool. Yeah, that's cool. But he's pretty cool. They've written him as cool, right?
Yeah, it's cool now.
Like a cool
Winchester. Like what?
Yeah, they didn't give him. He's like, come on, let's get this over with.
He didn't get an AR-15. He got an old Winchester.
Yeah.
Which he cocked like 9 times before he ever shot it. Which every scene.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it.
And he was a Jedi.
We'll do it again.
He's a Jedi with that thing.
Oh, yeah,
like freaking Gary Cooper. Like, he was just in there like. I loved it. I don't know. Gary Cooper, that's not a young reference.
You're old.
Yes. So that was cool, so the moment where Ressler sort of finds out and he has to call the cabin, and he calls Cooper, and Cooper's like, he's with Tom Keene. Like, Tom Keene, I gotta go. I love the idea of Ressler and Tom Keene in that cabin, sort of reconciling that exchange they were having back and forth while Karakoot's sitting there, and while Solomon and the guys are closing in, and then they're them realizing they have to do this together, and that sort of uneasy. Although I will say, Tom was a little quick to open the door to Agent Ressler.
I thought so too, but I thought
given the fact Ressler just took Keene away, and Ressler's like FBI, and who knows if he has the whole entire. He's like, it's me, open up, it's Ressler. He's like, all right, open up. And I got a gun on you. Like, he's got 50 SWAT teams out there.
And then the other guys show up 2 seconds later. I thought there was like a scene missing, but I think it's just a time thing.
Just enough time for them to chat
about. I had some
about.
timing issues with this episode in general. I mean, I don't live on the East Coast. I know some of those states are small, but. It was only 3 hours, guys. We only had 3 hours from the time she was in the box to the time she got out of the box.
We have a very West Coast attitude out here. We know you guys are a little different, where you can actually get places in a certain amount of time. But we can't here, so we get kind of shocked by the idea conceptually.
And when they say remote, is that like 10 minutes away?
Yeah, remote is not that far. No, apparently
I don't know. So anyway.
East Coasters, please let us know.
But how long does it take you to get to the wilderness? Like, if you start in not wilderness, how long does it take you to get to wilderness? For us, it takes some time.
And I like the idea of when he's on the phone and he's like, the director, like, I told what's her name, and now she's telling the director, she's telling Aram this. Like, I told this, and now it's telling the director, I gotta go. The director's calling in the team, and Ressler's still in the headquarters. Yet he somehow gets in his car, beats the team.
If you remember in the episode before, when Solomon broke into Cooper's house when he was looking for them, and he looked in the refrigerator and he saw a picture of Cooper, his wife, and the neighbors in a cabin. And he had said, and Cooper had said on the phone in this episode, like, they'll figure it out, like, it's a neighbor's cabin. So I think Solomon figured it out already.
Well, no, or that Solomon had, or you can build in that time for Ressler with Solomon doing the math.
Fair enough.
Does that make sense? Like you can say, okay, Ressler beat him there because Solomon had to go and connect the dots before he could get there.
Fair enough. Yeah. But in any event, he got there. It was a good exchange. I love the exchange. I love all that stuff. And I did like the sort of Butch Cassidy last stand element of those guys closing in, Solomon with the gun, come out. And that felt like, I really didn't know. I'm like, are they going to make it? Well, they have to make it, but these odds seemed insurmountable. And then we got two badasses doing some badass shit.
And then, of course,
Karakut, like, give me a gun. Give me a gun. And so they gave him a gun. And then the three of them took them all out.
Yep.
Three badasses. I kind of want Karakut to be a good guy now. Can Karakut join Chris Christopherson and Red's merry band of mercenaries?
I love Chris. I love that guy. I just love. Like, he looks like the guy who's got shit handled.
Yeah.
Like, when he shows up, shit's handled.
It's handled. Him and his guys.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a name, but like, he's Dimme's number 2. This guy have a name? I love that guy.
I don't know, but he's a man.
So hopefully, maybe Karakut, maybe he's redeemable, but no, right? Karakut did some bad shit.
He's pretty bad.
I mean, he framed Lizzie and
did a lot of bad shit.
But he's gonna clear Lizzie. He's gonna say all the right things.
Allegedly.
Hopefully.
All right.
That's the plan.
Anyway, so they did all that stuff. They all fought together. They got out. Maybe a little implausible, but okay, I'll take it.
Why not?
I did like the whole Solomon thing. When they got Solomon and. Little TV timing when Cooper coming back. I thought you guys needed some help. And yeah, Cooper.
This is where this is the only spot in the episode. I'm sure there's spots that work. But
I loved it all. I loved it.
This is the spot where I got heated because I am so tired of the good guy shit. Like, and then, of course, the good guy flip, which is the oldest trope in the universe. Like, you've been such a good guy for so long. You've taught me to be a good guy. Now I'll remind you, you should be a good guy. Don't shoot Solomon.
Right.
Shoot fucking Solomon.
Shoot Solomon.
Yeah.
You shoot Solomon. You
shoot
don't
Solomon.
take Solomon back.
So what do we think about this whole, like...
But here's the other thing. I'm not done.
Oh.
Everybody else on Solomon's little task force is dead. Everybody else that Solomon hired to show up to be Solomon's hands and feet to kill someone is now dead. Except for flipping Solomon.
And presumably, they don't know that Solomon's Solomon. Like, if Solomon's just running towards the window, someone would have just shot him. Bo, there's another target. Ba, 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 ba. By the way, I love how Ressler said, let's get rid of these targets. One of them said, like, let's
I don't remember.
Let's take these targets down first.
I don't know.
Something really cool, anyway. Something really cool in military.
That just frustrates the piss out of me. And I get it. He's a great character, and it's really fun to hate him. But
why? So why character-wise? Why did Tom King grow a conscience in that moment? Tom King is ruthless. Tom King has displayed all kinds of despicable behavior when it comes to going in and getting Karakut in the first place. Being chained to a guy. He killed poor what's his name, the Playboy millionaire kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, had to kill him. Mm-hmm. Like, he stops at nothing.
Right?
He had Karakut in the trunk. Did all kind of Pulp Fiction-y shit to Karakut.
Mm-hmm.
He gets there with Solomon, the guy who's the architect of everyone's pain. He's like, You'll be just as bad as them, man.
I
Don't
hate
do
that
it.
shit. I hate that shit.
Don't do it. Ressler's like, you're under arrest.
Oh, God.
Tom's like, that's right.
There you go.
That's right.
That's it.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that
That didn't ring too true, right?
No.
But I think that I think they're trying to do like a balance with Tom, because Tom went from extremely likable to like unlikable. He's a bad guy to like maybe he's redeemable because he loves Lizzie to like he's a badass and kind of sexy, and now we kind of got to make him a good guy, right? We got to kind of even him out.
No, whatever. But I hate those moments. I just they make my stomach hurt.
Okay. Well, that happened. So.
Well, there has to be a purpose. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, because
because they know that Solomon and the director are linked, because Solomon was in custody before. Remember, and he made him swallow the fish hook or something like that.
That was rough.
Yeah.
The director did.
Yeah.
So now he knows.
What did Solomon say? I've had to endure much worse, and you will too.
And
He's a relatively young-looking guy. I don't know when he started down the mercenary
and what about
path.
his?
11,
Speaking
12?
of mercenary, what about his like super evil bad guy rap of like, I hate this country.
Yeah.
I hate all that stuff. Who cares? I'll be out in a judge of my choosing, in a court of my choosing.
Kill him.
That was on some super like bad guy bomb
That's what I'm
shit.
saying. Like, thank you for the reminder. Pop, done.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh God, that is right.
Like, yeah, he's like, okay,
I don't have a problem with any of that stuff.
you'll be just like them.
Okay, for a
Never
minute.
mind all the people I just killed to get here. Never mind the poor innocent, gambling kid, the bare knuckle boxer gambling kid from One Direction.
Yeah, forget that. That didn't matter.
like Liam from One Direction who I had to kill.
Never mind all these guys that got whacked today. Nah, that didn't happen.
Anyway,
If you kill him in his purple suit,
it's fine. So we have I love Ressler, Cooper, and Tom Keene. I'll take it, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll take those guys like fighting for Lizzie Keene.
Yeah, get him a convertible, drive him through the South, drive him off a cliff at the end, holding hands. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
man.
Thelma and Louising it up. I like it.
I like them taking down the Cabal, and then we have the couple cool scenes. Obviously, the cool scene where they finally open the box and it all happens, and they're ushering out of there, and your girl. Pennybaker, whatever. Pennybaker rolls in like, what the hell's going on here?
She's got such a cool sensibility.
Right, yeah, she's like, and she out. I mean, like, what's cool about her is in that moment she kind of out Laurel Hitchen, right? Because Laurel Hitchen was that chick who came in like, you guys are a bunch of assholes. I got this covered. You guys do what I say. And then she came like, no, you guys are a bunch of assholes. I love that.
Well, I love the casting because it's a completely different energy. From Laura Hitchens. It's a completely different vibe. It's a completely different, but at the same amount of authority, but a totally different way to get there.
Yeah.
And I love her down home vibe. And she strikes me as that woman who could walk out to the bar and see somebody doing something terrible and yeah, okay, well, stop and let's go inside and clean you up.
Yeah,
she's I like the character.
Very like
together.
Sally Fieldish, like
yes!
so like early '90s, late '80s Sally Field. Oh, yeah, a little Holly Hunter. Yeah,
that's what I got right off the bat.
I'll take it all. So that was cool. So that I love the kind of weird look between the director and Laurel, kind of like shit,
So close.
And then of course also more great timing. Well, you can't go anywhere without Ressler. And where is Ressler? He's like, I'm right here.
I'm back from the wilderness.
Lizzie.
They have really small states, really small states,
they do.
right?
I got to take it
It's
one
really
time.
small there.
I believe.
I got to take it one time out there, and I had to ask the guy what state I was in, and that offended him greatly.
Lizzie,
You get so many tickets.
I do get.
I believe we have somewhere to go. Lizzie.
You get so many tickets.
He said, "Do you know why I pulled you out?" I said, "I don't even know which state I'm in. Which one of these?" He's like, "You're in the great state of Maryland, my friend." I said, "Oh well,
Okay.
thank you for letting me know. I was in New York 10 minutes ago."
Yeah, that's how the conversation would go if I get pulled over. What state am I even in? All you cops are the same. I'm just trying to drive. I'm Joe. I guess give me a ticket. A-hole.
I'm just telling an innocent story.
That's how it goes for me.
Anyway, so Ressler was deep in the wilderness in the remote cabin, and 7
He
minutes
comes
later
to the door
he was
like
at the
freaking
FBI.
Indiana Jones. Like, did somebody say escort?
Now I will say,
Did someone say?
I will say this. This was they loosened his tie.
Yeah.
It was slightly askew.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my man still hasn't missed a shave. That's never happened.
Goddamn shame.
He still keeps up with his every 10
He's in
minute
the
shaving
cabin.
regimen.
He took out some targets. Like his whole moral world's been upside down.
But you know what? I think he's got. I think
he drove across state and back in 3 hours.
I think he's got a thing in his car. I think he's got like a shave kit in the car.
Yeah.
Like he's driving, it pops up.
Yep. Has not missed a shave. Yes,
No.
I love that. I love that too. So that was cool. So they're off, and Lizzie did the whole like someone's like, "What took you so long, big boy?"
It's about time.
It's about time.
I don't know what she said. What took you
don't
either
know.
one?
Hey, maybe
They both
was
worked.
the big flak jacket thing like because she's pregnant, or is that?
Well, that's
we
to
too early
prevent her
for
from
that?
being assassinated.
Oh, I know. But
No,
I'm just
you
trying to figure out the ways they're going to hide Megan Boone's pregnancy, and it was kind of a big. I'm like, that's a really big flak jacket.
Well,
But-
maybe she got a
they
really big
won't
baby.
because I'm pretty sure I predicted a while ago that Tom impregnated her.
Tom.
So maybe they won't have to hide it
Oh.
after all.
How could she be running around like kicking doors down
She
with
doesn't know
the
she's
gang?
pregnant yet if she hasn't had
No,
any
but I mean,
morning
like
sickness.
in the thing, like are they gonna have her like running around kicking doors down?
Well, yeah.
All right.
Stuntables.
Okay. Well,
Wang in the double.
I tell you what, I know that the first gift I'm getting that baby is a little baby hoodie. And You won't be able to.
Yes!
You will not be
The
able
baby
to.
disappears.
Yes!
Disappears.
The hoodie up.
You can't tell whose baby it was.
It'll be like, whose is it?
Just
Wrestlers?
walking amongst all the
Wrestlers?
babies.
Tom's?
Which
Who
one's
knows?
my baby?
Oh, wait a spell. Oh, wait a
That's
spell.
my baby.
Also, like, I think that we've gone away from the. I was really looking forward to this love triangle thing between Ressler and Tom, but it looks like Ressler's like on the Navabi train, maybe, even though they've fallen out. So, do you think we're still gonna have a little love triangle, or do you think it's just gonna be Navabi and Ressler?
I think they dabbled with it, but there was like the amount of there was no chemistry. There was like
I think the writers wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
It just wasn't
No chemistry between them.
between Lizzie and
everybody
and Ressler.
I mean, who? What?
I mean, it looked like they were trying to light matches underwater. Like, they're not lighting. I don't know why.
It's not working.
Okay, so then we got to get to the very last scene here. We got to give Red a monologue, and the monologue that Red had was fantastic.
Yes,
and I really enjoyed it. And sort of like it was one of those, Rom with the helmet and the bike. After all, after the ordeal. And then he met him at the open grave, very menacing. He's like, "Why am I in front of an open grave?" I'm like, "Is he gonna
cry again?"
Did you think for one second that I did? I just couldn't wrap my head around it. That
he was gonna
whack Aram.
No.
I mean, it crossed my mind. I was like, why else are we
speech.
standing here in front of an open grave and you're saying these things?
Maybe that was intentional because it's a weird speech of like,
he did everything right. He
sometimes
tried
you
so
have to
hard.
And I'm like, that'd be an interesting heel turn if Red had to whack Aram for some greater good. Some greater good. I mean, which we've seen him do stuff like that in the season 1, but like.
Not for anything. I mean, I've got 3 daughters. You've got daughters, and we're all very busy people.
I have a dog.
You have a dog.
Yes.
And if you were trying to teach said dog a life lesson, but life is very busy, and I'm not even trying to save anybody from a cabal or take down a cabal or make arrangements with the Venezuelan ambassador to get rid of counterfeit $100 bill plates and switch out FBI evidence and all that stuff. When does one find time to find a freshly dug grave? I mean, if
he had Chris Christopherson and the gang dig the grave.
You think that's I appreciate everything you did. Do me a favor, find me a freshly dug grave.
I'm on it.
In the area so that I can meet Aram there.
I'm on it.
Within biking distance of the post office.
We did not really touch on just the C story here, which is Red executing this plan that he put into things, sort of like whatever. And I love it kind of reminded me of one of those like those little 70s or 80s running jokes about heists. When he's like telling Navabi, he's like, "What do you need? A sizable drug haul, an FBI heist, and whatever." And all this, like, I need these 4 things and a stick of gum, and we got this covered. So whatever he's doing, he went to get to the one drug guy, to get to the Venezuelan consul. What did he go? Where did he go?
He went to. So he had to make arrangements to see the Venezuelan foreign minister.
Yeah.
And then he offered him the $100 counterfeit plates.
Yes.
And that's as far as I got.
To print money. But it's an elaborate plan.
Right, but there's something about him tanking the Venezuelan economy even further for some reason.
It has to do with whatever. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out next week. Tune in next week.
Yeah. But this is all part of the larger plan. This is all the, like, we have to hit all the green lights, but we can exonerate Lizzie. Between that, Karakut, and whatever's going to happen is going to exonerate Lizzie and take down the Cabal, presumably. But I did love the way, what kind of got me a little choked up or a little whatever, I have to admit, is his Red's line of like, "It wasn't weakness that prevented you from watching your friend die today. It was strength. It was hope.
It was hope. That's what it was. It was hope. That's much better.
Luckily, you were in a hopeful mood.
Yeah, and Aram was like, assemble the team. Let's go take down a Cabal. And I was like, yeah! Credits. I was like, the Blacklist is back, and I'm back. I love everybody. I love Lizzie. I love everybody. I love the Blacklist.
I was strong, that last thing you said.
I love everyone. So that's all.
Yay!
That happened.
Oh, we got a shout out to my friend Tyler Haynes, who played the FBI evidence officer guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tyler Haynes.
Tyler Haynes. That was a fun role, dude.
Yeah. He had some lines in there.
Good screen time there.
Yeah, he's definitely doing it. He's like, well, wait a minute. What I
don't know.
Don't hold that. Make sure that evidence gets to where it's supposed to get to. Something like that, right?
Something like that.
I'm not making fun of him. I didn't
even know he was going to be on it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we had this opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo!
Anyways, I had to say that.
Joe, shout out to you over the holidays for having a good run as the Gingerbread Man.
Yeah, you guys.
Oh,
That was fun. It was a good one.
For those who don't know, there's
no.
a bunch of Target commercials running.
It was fun.
If you've been into a Target in the holiday season, you see the Gingerbread Man, and Joe was the voice of the Gingerbread Man.
It was good fun, and then there's all kinds of fun. So we're doing predictions here for this thing?
I predict next year the Gingerbread Man needs his own 12-episode miniseries.
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. Julia.
Yeah. What?
Prediction.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. So we're assembling this super duper team, right?
The Avengers. Assemble the team, Aram. Why is Aram assembling the team, by the way?
I don't know. He's a team assembler. Who knew?
Yeah, I'm like, Aram's like, huh? Where do I put my hat? The bike? Do I bike to the team? Like, Aram.
Maybe Red's gonna take him under his wing. I
Okay.
don't know. There's still this issue between Red and Tom, and I'm sure they're gonna work together begrudgingly, but they hate each other.
Yeah. Red's. You don't know about Red. You don't know about Tom. Lizzie.
Exactly. Stay away from Tom. Stay away from Tom.
Stay
Stay
away
away
from
from
Red.
Red. Stay away from Red. So I
Are they buddies now? Or are they gonna resolve
they're not
that?
going to be buddies. He even said to Red, like, your discontent for Tom is even more than mine, or something.
Right.
I paraphrase, but all the same, I think there will be some tension, to say the least.
Sure.
And once they have Lizzie, I think they might turn on each other.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But we know where Lizzie's aligned. Lizzie's will, her loyalties fly from, no, Red, I will never see Tom again. Cut to, that was great sex, Tom. Like, no, I would never contact, hello, Tom.
Yeah.
So we know where Lizzie's loyalties lie, but we'll see.
Anyways, that's all I got.
Joe, that's
Also,
good.
this was titled The Director, and usually we capture our blacklister by the end of it,
Yeah.
and we have not caught him yet.
Are
maybe
we,
it's
are we
part
still on the
two.
blacklist?
I think it was
All right.
number 24. I don't know.
Okay.
Obviously this Venezuela thing is going to be the big move. I have no idea, and I kind of like not having any. I have nothing. I got absolutely nothing. I mean, if Megan Boone's pregnant, I think you're right. I think they'll probably make the baby Toms. That's probably the easiest, most prudent thing to do.
Did it on the boat.
When they did it.
I
But,
think babies complicates things.
I know,
Hopefully
I
they don't write a baby into this.
Oh, come on. Remember
I don't
when
want a
she
spy
had
baby.
the vision of them, like her dream was walking hand in hand with her child?
But and then eventually she could decide to just be a mom.
No spy baby.
No spy baby. I got nothing
hoodie-wearing
otherwise. I'm
spy
excited
baby.
to see where they go next week with this whole Venezuela thing. I'm really excited to see this tie-in, and I've never actually rooted for people to be able to. It was interesting.
Topple the government.
Yeah, and they're like, oh great, they got the $100 bills. Maybe why am I happy that they can print money of ours?
I like the idea. I also love the idea of people watching in Venezuela, like, oh, wait a minute, why us?
Right.
Like,
What the fuck?
What do we do? Well, why?
We have not, nor have we ever. Are we now looking to counterfeit American money?
I give my prediction. I think that Pennebaker is going to be the new sort of like person who gives Ressler and the gang authority, because they can't be working too far outside the law. They're going to be working within the system. I think they will all openly be working together along with Red and Red's resources to sort of take down the Cabal in a clandestine way. And I think the Blacklist becomes every episode about them going up after members of the Cabal. So I think it all becomes like, this guy is this connection to the Cabal. This guy is he's the head of the German Cabal, or this guy is the Cabal leader. I think that's what the show's going to become. It's going to become the new improved task force led by Red and Aram, apparently. All, going out, taking out members of the Cabal one by one until they get to the top, presumably. And hopefully, I guess they'll uncover some mysteries along the way about Red and Lizzie and the connection, the mom and the spy. But I don't really care about that stuff anymore. I'm already over it. I don't care if Red's the father. I don't care about the spy, the jewels in the corset. I don't care about any of it anymore. I know. I just want to see the task force take down the Cabal. I'm happy with that. That's what I say. That's all we got. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching on YouTube. All you folks who are checking us out on the live feed right this very second, of course, all of the Sylvia Love and Janice Keene and Mr. Buzzy. All you folks is out there. Who else? I don't know yet. Mr. Buzzy. Zoe Girl. And all the rest of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Andres Ferobi, Leia E, Joyce 51. Thanks for checking us out right now in real time. And that's it. Joe, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Joe Filippo, JoeFlippo, and my website is josephsanfilippo.com.
And where can we find you, Julia, besides Spike TV?
Instagram and Twitter with my name, Julia Cearley, JuliaCearley.
I'm Joe Braswell. You can find me here at AfterBuzz and on Twitter and Instagram at Joe K. Braswell. And that's it. The director's name is Peter. Thank you, Andres. Peter. I knew that. Hi, Victoria. Thanks very much, guys. We'll see you all next week. We'll see you soon. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.